If you learn this skill set, there's no limit to what you can do with it. There's no limit to it. Sky is not the limit. And you can become a high stakes trader if you want. If your risk tolerance allows for that, mine doesn't. I don't have that. And I can respect anybody that does. It's insane. But I can't, as a mentor in good conscience, not beat this over your head. Even when you think you've heard enough of it, you haven't. You have not. Until you can exercise the discipline that's required, you don't know the lesson from it yet. And hearing it's not enough. You want to be revisiting this list of things because these are going to repeat every single day. Number one, you need to know yourself. How are you going to undo yourself? You're going to ruin it. You are. Not these concepts, not Michael Huddleston, not the market, not the stop hunter. You're doing it to yourself. So you have to know yourself and how are you going to ruin your progress? Are you going to be toxic about your observations? Only look for where it was wrong? Or are you going to look at, you know what? I'm glad that this happened the way it did and I didn't take a loss. I've learned from this. Because you don't learn anything from making money. No one's ever learned jack shit making money. The only thing they did was feel like they want to get another hit of that. That's not positive learning. That's encouraging you to do what? Gamble. I'm not a gambler. I can't gamble. I can't risk that because I will beat myself up forever if I do those types of things. Because that's exactly what I did in the beginning as a trader. When I first started trading, I was gambling. That's what I was doing. I was taking a gamble on ignorance. I had no idea what I was doing. I was entering markets that could have absolutely decimated me. And it could have taken more money from me than I could have amassed, even with doing 3 jobs. And I didn't understand that risk. It was oblivious to me. I was the epitome of clueless. That was me. And I'm thankful that I was able to skirt my way through what I was able to endure, and it wasn't worse than it was. So you have to know yourself. How are you going to wreck yourself? Where's your character flaws? And that stuff needs to be understood. And don't hide from it. No. Are you impulsive? If you're impulsive, then you need to start putting in more risk parameters and more boundaries for yourself. And that's a good thing. That's good medicine. As much as it doesn't taste good right now, that's a good thing. Because you want to be here when the moves come, that it's easy. The easy to enter. They just run away from your entry, go right to your targets. That's the days that you want to be here for. But if you blow up, pushing something really hard in markets that are shit, you don't give yourself the opportunity to do it. You're going to fortify your mindset with toxic feelings and experiences when I'm trying to teach you that that's part of this. You're going to lose. You're going to miss trades. It's going to stop you out, and you're going to have to live with that. That's what this lifestyle is. Like, you're managing that constantly. Every trade you enter is a losing trade. Every single trade that you enter ever is a losing trade. You have to trade your way out of it. You have to overcome the cost of commissions. If you're trading Forex, you got to overcome that dealing spread. And until you close that trade and cover all costs associated with it, it's not a win. So every one of us live a lifestyle of a losing trader. And we have to trade our way out of that deficit that every trade opens up with. And it took a long time for me to understand that. I felt that every trade is a winner. That's what we're told by the books. That's what we hear from ICT videos sometimes. It comes across as a message that, you can't lose. Bullshit. Every one of my videos is laced with this stuff. You're going to lose. You are going to lose. And how you manage losing sets the stage for your ultimate success or failure. Because a losing trade is not failure. That's a tax on participation in the world's greatest fucking business. There's nothing better than this, folks. And you want to give every advantage to you. and filter all the bullshit. Because there's no better way to make your own paycheck than this. If you can do it well, manage risk, how much can you make? I don't know. But whatever number you have associated with it is probably not high enough. That's the reality of this. You can make far more than you can imagine right now. But you're going to have to incur losing. Can you endure it? Most people can't. They lose their mind over it. They have to have perfection. Or I can't go home with a losing trade. So you have to know yourself. You got to know your market. All those characteristics that you can build up in understanding of what the market likes to do around the opening price at 9:30. What does it like to do on Mondays? What does it like to do on Fridays? How does the market like to behave in certain weeks when there are certain economic calendar events? All those factors, they're all characteristics, so that way you know your market. You can't fully appreciate that if you're trading 28 pairs in Forex. Every currency has its own little quirks and little characteristics that it likes to do. And I've done teachings on those, and they're in my YouTube channel, but we're looking at the ES. So the S&P 500 market has certain characteristics that I'm going to share throughout the year. And I'm going to tell you what they are before they happen in the marketplace. That way you can know it's not contrived, it's not form-fitting and cherry-picked, and just said, here, it happened, so therefore I can make it look like I'm smart. No. There's logic that repeats. And you'll see it. You'll handle it yourself. And then you'll come away knowing, wow, yeah, I can be really systematic about what it is I'm doing as a trader. And I won't be swayed by distractions and things that will otherwise undo me and prevent me from finding success. Because this is something that you can be successful in, folks. As much as I like to hammer the realities of what real risk is with this, I honestly believe that you can do this. You can do it. You can absolutely find a way to have a secondary source of income in this, but it isn't always going to be profits every single time you go in. You're going to have periods where you're making some, lose, dig into some drawdown, but you're going to manage it, you're going to mitigate it, and as it's creating, a series of losing trades, it's going to take less from you. And you're not going to be rushed to get back. I got to get back to equity high. You'll get there. You got the whole fucking year to trade. Don't worry about it. That one transaction, that 1 week, that month is not your entire career. But it's going to feel like it is. But my friends on social media, they're going to ask me, show me my MyFX book. Fuck them! Fuck them! You owe nobody nothing. Nothing. You're trading to make you and your fucking family wealthy. More than you have right now. You define wealth. I'm not going to tell you what my definition of it is. But if you're making money above what you earn right now from whatever means you get income from, that's a source of income. Who do you owe explanation of what you've done with your trades? Who do you owe that? These people, they're so entitlement minded. You owe me the fucking broker statements. You owe me a MyFX book. Fuck you. I owe you nothing. But just to rub it in your fucking face, I'm going to call the market every fucking day. To the fucking infinite detail. Stick it up your ass. That's how you handle those jokers. Fuck them. If they're so worried about what you're doing, they're not satisfied with their own results. Because let me tell you something, I'm walking on fucking sunshine. I don't give a shit who's doing what. I don't give a flying fuck who's doing what. I don't care. That's the mindset you have. That's what you adopt. Fuck everybody else. There ain't nothing wrong with that mindset. You're minding your own business. They're not going to fucking run your business better for you if you share your results. And I guarantee you, whoever you share those results with, some fucking joker, some fucking clown is going to say, I was expecting you to do more than that. Fuck off. Go back to fucking work on Monday, Dunkin' Donuts. Get the fuck out of here. So stop inviting these people into your development and letting them pour shit all over you in the beginning. You're going to be worrying about dumb shit if you invite other people's opinion. Fuck them. Fuck all of them. They don't matter. They're nobody in your development. Nobody. The same people you're trying to influence or get acceptance from on social media right now, 5 years from now, when you're doing whatever the fuck you want to do, wherever the fuck you want to do it, you think you're going to remember these fucking clowns? Nope. Nope. But they're going to fucking remember you because they're going to see you, if you make it public, where you've gone. So if that's what you want to do, wait till you arrive. Stop bringing people into your fucking conversation and your development early stages because you're vulnerable. You're easily influenced. You're so influenced by, well, social media is very powerful. It's very effective. Think about it. You're here listening to me. Have you ever seen me sit on a live stream and trade live right in front of you? No. So how'd you get here? Word of mouth. Then you showed up. Then you studied a little bit and you see some things. Then you started watching me on Twitter. And then all of a sudden, this guy is calling every minor fluctuation in the marketplace extremely precisely. Yep, I'm that same guy that's been saying that I could have been doing this all this time. And I don't give a fuck who wants me to do what. I don't care. What affects me is when a student spends time with me and they fail themselves and they say my life's work is a fraud. When I know if they just would have pressed further and got through that threshold, that pain barrier of not seeing what you were hoping to see by the time limits that you placed on it, press into that. Whenever you have adversity in this, you need to dig your fucking heels in. I am not leaving. I'm not going to motherfucking place. This is just a speed bump, and this is something that's saying you aren't worthy, and I am fucking worthy. You're worthy. You are fucking destined to do this. You ended up here for that very reason. That's a testimony. You're meant to do this. I didn't advertise. I didn't trick you with some fucking advertisement on Facebook or YouTube. I don't run ads. The testimonials are organic. It's real. And that's how you ended up here. So don't cheat yourself out of the opportunity to do this right. Don't fall victim to the bullshit that everybody else falls victim to. And that's knowing your model. Only operate in that. Don't try to tinker with it in the beginning. Stick to the things I'm going to show you. Only operate in that because you will get the foundational experience that's required to start adding on other things. You want to build an addition to your home? Well, you have to have a foundation before you have a home, right? And that's what this whole tape reading thing is. It's not about putting you in winning trades. It's about reading price, knowing yourself. How are you feeling about price? You're going to hear me ask that when I'm doing my sessions. I'm saying, this is where I think the market's going to go, and the market's going to gyrate around a little bit. Sometimes I'm going to put you in positions mentally, not in your demo, not in your live account, but I want you to feel what it feels like. I'm going to be doing certain things that retail traders are going to be trying to do. And I want you to feel and then record it in a tweet to me while I'm doing the live sessions on YouTube. Tell me what your sentiment is. Don't be afraid to say it. I'm not judging you, and if anybody says anything about it, fuck them. Because I want you to feel what you will feel in the beginning stages versus how you feel at the end of the year. It's going to be a totally different paradigm shift that you're going to be able to relate to. Oh, wow, I don't even think like that anymore. But unless you press into that uncomfortable state of revealing it to yourself, namely, handling that experience, you won't overcome that anxiety. And that's how you do it. You press into it and see that it can't hurt you. Why? Because you're not risking any money. You have all the upside advantages. Learning how to do this correctly and not have any adverse results of doing it and losing money. Because even if you lost $10 on something I call live, that's toxic. It feels like, oh shit, all the rumors are true. And you'll believe any little fucking unction you get why you shouldn't do it. Ask anybody that makes real money. Do they lose? Yes. Does it stop them from wanting to do what they're doing? Fuck no. Look, taking losing trades, that's still way fucking better than going to work for fucking whatever it is that you gotta earn a job with. You couldn't pay me. I'm unemployable. There ain't a motherfucking company out there that could pay me, ever, to not do this. There's not enough money out there to say, if you could go back in time, the choice of knowing what I know today, if I had that benefit of knowing with the foresight I have right now, and go back and say, here's the other career choice that you could do, and it's just the high dollar amount. It wouldn't be enough. And I'm being honest. There ain't a fucking thing out there like this. Nothing. You can control when you do it, when you don't do it. Who says you can't take a vacation when you want to take a vacation? Fuck that. Carl's position in seniority is not going to affect your fucking position on picking the week that everybody in your family can get off, but you can't get it because fucking Carl at your fucking job says he's got seniority. Fuck Carl. Fuck that job. Fuck that employer. You're carving out your own trail. But you can't run that trail and blaze it yet. So don't rush and try to act before you can really do it. So you stay with your model, your approach, you stick with it, and it'll provide you that foundation, that beginning base that you start building more experience on. Oh, I want to learn how to pyramid. I like what ICT does. You can't learn that right away. You have to first understand what's a high probability trade. What is low probability? Can you differentiate that? Can you differentiate a high resistance liquidity run from a low resistance liquidity run signature yet? Some of you tweet to me and say, oh, this is a low resistance liquidity run signature, when it's not. I don't correct you, I don't say anything, because I know right now some of you are so new, if I say anything, it's going to have a lasting impression on you, and it may be detrimental to your development, so I just leave it alone. I don't touch it. Some of you might see that and wonder why ain't he correcting him? I don't want to be a negative impact because you're so delicate right now. You're so easily influenced. I want everything to be communicated in the lectures and in the live sessions. Focus there. Unless I mention it there, everything else is not important. No other video series is important. No other thing is important. But if you need to have a foundation before we go into February 7th in the live sessions, you should go through those 40 videos that I put out last year in the 2022 mentorship. It's not a lot of material. You can probably digest it over the time between now and February 7th, not even rushing it, and it'll give you at least a foundation so that way when you see me pointing to certain things in the chart, you'll understand what I'm talking about. You don't need to do any other video series. I thought about this over the last couple weeks. I'm like, okay, I gave them, you all, a short list of video series. You really don't need anything except for last year's mentorship videos. It's only 40 of them, 41 of them. Know that, and come up every day when I do the live sessions, and follow along on Twitter every day, because I'm prompting you live where my focus is, where I believe the market's going to go next, and that is going to do more for you and your learning than anything else, because I'm forcing you to look at specific things in the market, framing only a small segment of price action, and then you can't deny it. It's fun, isn't it? Seeing it happen, real time arts, feels like fortune telling. It's like time travel. It's so fucking fun. And you haven't even made any money yet. Now imagine, okay? You're in the Maldives. It's 5 years from fucking now. You're kicking back. You're thinking, you know what? That fucking ICT, yeah, that's a hell of a fucking guy. He came out there and literally fucking smoked everything out there for free. And look at the lifestyle I'm living right now. I gotta send that motherfucker a tweet. Dude, I'm over here right now, soaking up the sun on this fucking grass hut motherfucking thing floating around in this beautiful turquoise water. And I just want to tell you, thank you so much for the new lifestyle that you had a small part in building for me. Thank you. You know what? I'm going to fucking walk around my fucking house like a fucking peacock, dance around, showing my moves like fucking Jagger, and my wife's going to slap me upside the head and say, shut the fuck up, okay? But I don't care. That's what I'm looking forward to. I know where all of you potentially could end up. You just don't see it yet. You don't see that yet. But I know it. I fucking know it. And you just have to show up. Show up every day, take notes, listen to all this boring bullshit. Because it matters. It doesn't matter to you right now because you want signals. You want to get your funded account secured. You want to make money. You want to copy trades and all that bullshit. Okay? That's all the wrong things. That's all the wrong things. You want junk food, fast food, and sugar fucking candy bars right now. That's what you want. You need the fucking meat and potatoes. That's what you need. You need that. You need a clean diet. Remove all the junk food from your fucking attention. That's what you need to be doing. Period. If you want to watch other people other than me, well, I gave you a guy. He's out there pushing. He doesn't, I mean, he just recently mentioned the fair value gap, but I don't see him going, oh, he's a fair value gap. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because he's consistently finding setups that he trusts on his own, and he's making money. Let that be an encouragement to you. There's people making money, even outside of my shit. Some of them doing phenomenal, crazy level amount of money. And they ain't touched one ICT fucking thing ever. But I mean, this is me. This is my shit. I'm not going to talk about other stuff. You know, I can't tear down somebody that has done well and is making money, and it's not my inspiration to do that. I do attack retail logic because my methodology is opposed to it. Like, I turn it upside down. That's how I trade. And that sometimes comes across as arrogant, argumentative, prideful, boastful, you know, you name it. And I guess in a lot of ways I'm partially, you know, it's true. But it doesn't change the facts that these are the facts. This is how I trade. So, you have to know yourself, the market, the market you're trading, your model, how you're going to only engage in that model. I'm not going to do anything outside the time parameters. I'm not going to trade another market. I'm not going to try to add another pattern. I'm not going to try to pyramid before I'm ready to understand how to do that. And you need to know the landscape, the economic landscape, the economic calendar. You know, is it conducive for a very easy week? Or are we plagued with a lot of high or medium impact news drivers, you know, on the economic calendar? FOMC, okay, CPI number, non-farm payroll. Those have a impediment on easy trading days. And you won't know what that feels like or understand what I just said until you see that happening. And you watch price action live over my shoulder, and I'm coaching you on what you should expect and what shouldn't be occurring today and what will likely occur. And then because you watched it and you didn't put a money result at the end of the lesson, you didn't lose or make any money. You observed price, because that's the root pathway to success in making money. You have to determine, you have to pick, you have to guess, you have to forecast. Where is this market going? Is it going to go higher from where it is right now? Or is it going to go lower? If it is going to go against you, how far is it reasonable for you to allow for that and still trust that it's going to go where you think it's going to go? That's setting goals. The goal is not to have your stop loss hit, and the other goal is to have your targets and partials hit. That's setting goals. That's fucking trading, folks. People that say don't have goals, fuck them. They have no idea what they're talking about. You have to have a structured approach. That way you can go in and see this is what the market's likely to do. Not some retail horseshit. Not some kind of fucking dumb animal pattern that has absolutely no fucking bearing on what price is going to do next. It has no respect of that shit. You're fooling yourself with chaos. That's chaos theory. Oh, look, it's randomness. Go back and find, you know, oh, this is where it would have worked. No. So you have to have an understanding of the economic calendar. You will see that, obviously, this year. I usually prompt you on Twitter anyway. And you have to, obviously, know your risk tolerance. You know, it gets back to knowing yourself. So it begins and ends with the same thing, you. You have to know yourself, what you're comfortable with. Are you comfortable with a trading model that you're trying to buy? Can you afford to live in the trading house that you're trying to buy? In other words, are you going to be able to be comfortable only trading that model and not be influenced to do something else and dilute your attention and focus on the model that you're trying to build? If you're out there all the time, like, how foolish would it be for me buying a new home, moving into the new home, and I'm still unpacking? How foolish would it be for me to be looking at Zillow listings for new homes right now? That's the last thing on my fucking list. I'm not even thinking that, right? But how many times have you looked at something from an influencer, maybe me or someone else, and you see what they're doing, and they show you results? They show you the MyFX book, or they show you the MT4 scroll of, you know, what their profits are. And you're thinking, oh, it's probably something else. That's a better house right now. I'd like to spend a night in that house. That's the equivalent of what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. But that shit is stupid. Like, you don't even settle in on one methodology first to that way get some kind of baseline experience. And unfortunately, in this industry, there's a lot of bullshit. There's a lot of things that's going to look sugar-coated, candy-coated, come over here, we have all the sweets that you want. But when you taste it, it's horseshit. And it's not even sugar-coated. You get your hands dirty, it smells like shit, tastes like shit, and you end up losing money. And you wasted time. Because you were influenced by image. Image. When all that shit doesn't matter. My cars, my home, the things I have, my checking account balance, all that shit cannot make you better as a trader. If it could, I would fucking shove it down your throat. Literally, I would cram it down your fucking face every day if I felt that it would make you a better trader. None of that shit does. And the only thing that does is invites worship. And I don't want you fucking worshiping me. I want you working your ass off, building your own model, finding the results you were looking for, and then just tell me, hey, this is what I've done. What do you think? Man, that's all I'm asking for. That's all I'm asking for. How hard has this fucking relationship got to be? Like, seriously. Some of you are fighting me, and I'm trying to be the best friend you ever fucking had. So, core tenets to high probability trading, is obviously in short list, is you got to know yourself. Know the market you're trading. Don't dilute your attention. Trade only the model you're working with, nothing extra. Nope, don't tinker with it. Know the economic calendar and the landscape, the risks that are associated with that, and then you have to know your risk tolerance. What are you willing to absorb? Because you might get a funded account, and they might say that you have $6,000 daily drawdown, but when you hit 500 and you lose your fucking mind, what's your threshold really? $500. So you got to make some changes, don't you? Just because that funded account or your equity balance says that you can afford to trade more, you might not be equipped psychologically and emotionally to trade like that yet. And there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If you only make 1% a month and you're using what we considered a funded account of $150,000, let me tell you something. That does significant damage to a rent payment. It does significant damage to a car note each month. It does significant damage to grocery costs today. You start there, folks. You don't aim for the pie in the sky type shit. Lamborghini lifestyle. Lamborghinis are overrated. They're pieces of shit. The bottom line is you want to have income, cash flow, and you want to be able to trust that what you do, even though it will lose sometimes and you're going to make mistakes as a human being, it's all part of this industry. In that lifestyle, you have to grow accustomed to that. And by inviting people outside of yourself, that's friends, family, social media buddies, inviting them into that discussion, the only thing that comes from that is compounding the pressure, the anxiety, and stress. So why the fuck would you even consider doing it? Why would you do it? Right now, you think that it will establish you and make you better. What I'm telling you, it has the adverse effect on it. It makes it harder than it needs to be because you're compounding the mental baggage that you now have to carry. You have to carry the hopes and fucking treasured beliefs that your friends and family on social media, they're not your family, but you treat them better than your family. You have their hopes about you ahead of everything else. Don't think so? How many times have you rushed to fucking Twitter over your son trying to get your attention? He's tugging on your shirt. Dad, wait a minute. I gotta get this post on Twitter. I gotta show my fucking P&L for today. Oh, I gotta close this fucking trade right now so I can go on social media and share it. Don't bother me now, son. Don't bother me now, son. I'm on a roll. I got something better to do than to be a dad to you. I'm sorry if I gotta be market dad sometimes, but this is the shit that I had to learn from. That I did that stuff. I didn't do the best job as being a dad. And I wasn't the best husband because I put the markets and trading in front of all of them. And you don't want to live with what I live with now. It's regret. Because I would give 20 times what I have to get the opportunity to go back and fix that, and I can't. So all these things are going to weigh. When you fucking send me tweets or you put comments that I will not approve of on my fucking videos and saying you talk too much shit, get to the fucking point, get to the point. The point is, if you do this long enough, you're going to have these fucking problems. And you're going to have these regrets. And my point is, I don't want you to live with what I live with. I walked this shit. I lived it. And there's a lot of things I wish I could go back and undo, and I can't. I can't. And I'm an asshole if I fucking don't tell you how to avoid what I did. It doesn't matter how good a fucking trader you are. You're gonna fuck up somewhere, and I'm showing you where you won't expect it. Success still brings with it the opportunity to be a fucking failure. I failed being the best daddy I could have been to my own fucking children. They saw me once in a while. I'm the ghost of the machine. I was the ghost in the fucking house too. Once in a while they saw me. That was it. I was chained to these fucking to these monitors. I was chained like a fucking slave to these charts. Because in my mind, this is who I am. And this is all I am. And that's not true. I'm a loving husband. I'm a loving dad. I'm a good friend. But in my mind, I allowed this whole industry to hypnotize me into thinking that my only sense of significance is me building up my net worth, building up my next trade, what's my result going to be, and there it is. That's how I define my whole existence over the last 30 years. Well, the last 28 years. Because the last 2 years, I've wrestled with those demons and I've made it public. It's uncomfortable to talk about these things. But it's real. And nobody does enough of it. You like the Mark Douglas book? That's great. That was a nice read. But it doesn't even scratch the surface of what you're going to fucking endure in this. It's not about only the money you make and what you lose. It's what you give up. And you can't waste the time with toxic fucking bullshit. You can't do it. If you do those things, it's just going to hold you back. Or it'll be the very barrier that's going to block you.